So let's go ahead and sit comfortably. We'll get nice and centered. Good. Sitting tall, go ahead and shrug your shoulders up. Take them toward the back of your space and relax them down. And feel the heart open here as you did that, the chest widening. Becoming aware of your body, points of contact your body makes with the floor, your cushion. The points or regions in your body that you feel tension, discomfort. Aware of the points and regions of your body that you don't feel tension, that you don't feel discomfort. Maybe holding some awareness or acceptance that both of those experiences are true. That's all right. It's okay to carry tension sometimes. That's why we're here, to work that out. Noticing how your breath is. Is your breath deep? Is it shallow? Are you breathing more to your chest? Are you breathing more to your abdomen? Is it a quick breath, a slow breath? No need to change it right now, but just noticing how you're breathing. And then noticing how your mind is doing. How is your mind tonight? Do you find that it's distracted, wandering, hard to focus? Is it staying focused on the body and breath? Just seeing where the mind is right now, not judging it, but inviting it back. Anytime it wanders, anytime it drifts, inviting it back to the practice, to the present moment. Each time arriving again, starting again. Arriving again, starting again. With this present awareness, let's chant the sound Om 3 times, taking a deep breath in to begin. Bringing your palms together to your heart, lowering the chin, and just honor yourself as you are in this moment, body, breath, energy, and mind. It's in service of that we'll practice tonight. Rub the palms together, creating heat. Take the heated palms over your eyes, brushing back over the top of your head, down your neck, bringing yourself back to your space. And let's stay seated. The staying seated, I'd like you to switch which leg is in front. So right now my left leg is in front, and I'm just gonna bring my right leg forward. And now you're in the non-habitual cross. It'll feel a little bit awkward, and that's how you know you're doing it right. So go ahead and take your left hand or fingertips down to the floor next to you. If you have to come off your cushion to make this work, go ahead and do so. With your left fingertips or hand on the floor, take your right arm out to the side, palm face up. And with your next inhale, reach the right arm up and arc over. Then exhale, pull yourself back up to a tall seat. And then inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, pull yourself back up. Let's do a few more. Inhale, reach, feeling that big length along the right side of your body. Exhale back. A couple more times. And then we're going to hold this time, reaching over, reaching through the fingertips as far to the left as you can. And as you do so, feel your right hip bones ground down onto the floor or the cushion. And what may happen here is that your right shoulder, the top shoulder, wants to round forward and down. See if you can pull that shoulder back, looking up slightly with the heart. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. One more breath, reach. And exhale, come back up to a tall seat. Feel sensation, especially the difference between the right and left sides of your body. And let's go ahead and balance that out. So take your right fingertips or hand to the floor next to you, left arm out to the side, palm face up. And with an inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, return. Inhale, reaching up and over. Exhale, coming back. Again, reaching up and over, big length on the left side. Exhale back twice more. Inhale, exhale. Then we're going to hold this time, reaching up and over. Stay, reaching as far to the right as you can. Roll the left shoulder back. Ground the left hip. Ground the left hip down to the cushion or the mat. Deep breaths here. One more breath. Reach on inhale. And exhale, come all the way back up. Again, feel sensation. Good. From here, let's come on to hands and knees, table pose. Moving your props off to the side. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, child's pose. Seat to the heels, forehead down. Inhale, back up, hands and knees. And exhale again, child's pose. Let's keep going. Inhale, rise. Looking forward at the top. Exhale, child's pose, sinking back. Linking your breath and movement here. So you're breathing as long as you're moving, moving as long as you're breathing. The top of the inhale is your fullest expression of hands and knees. The bottom of your exhale is your fullest expression of child's pose. A couple more times. Good. Sinking to child's pose, go ahead and stay. Hips sinking towards your heels. Go ahead and walk your hands off of the left side of your yoga mat, reaching through the right hand. Good. Then walk the hands back through center. Just keep going off to the right. Hands to the right. Sink the hips. Reaching through the left hand. Length along the left side of your body. Breathe. Good. And then go ahead and walk your hands back to center. And then come up to hands and knees. Let's come into downward facing dog. Lift the hips on up. And let's walk the dog out a bit. Pressing a heel to the floor, bending the opposite knee, lengthening the legs, lengthening your spine as well. Feel the hip bones reach toward the sky behind you, flattening out the spine. Good. One more breath. Then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Then inhale back up to hands and knees. Good. From fours, go ahead and extend your left leg out behind you, toes pointing toward the floor. Good. Now focus your eyes. We'll do maybe about 12 inches in front of you on the floor, or maybe the top of your mat. Keep your eyes focused there. Engage your core. Feel the navel pull back toward the spine and lift your right hand up off the floor and extend it forward. Opposite arm, opposite leg. It's very hard to do both at the same time. Good. Feel the left heel behind you lift. Feel the right hand in front of you lift. Deep breath in. And exhale, put both down. Good. Let's go ahead and do the other side, extending the right leg out behind you, toes pointing toward the floor, slight inner rotation of that right hip. Focus your eyes about 12 inches in front of you, and extend your left arm forward. Feel the core engaged here so you don't wobble too much. And feel the right heel lift a bit higher behind you. Feel the left hand reach up a bit more in front of you. Good. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, bring both down. Let's come into child's pose. Then inhale back up to hands and knees. When you come to hands and knees, extend your left leg and your right arm. Left leg, right arm. Exhale, bring the both back down. Go ahead and come to child's pose. Inhale, come up, extend the right leg and the left arm. Exhale, bring them down, child's pose. And we're just going to continue this movement. Inhale up to hands and knees, extend opposite arm, opposite leg. Exhale, bring it down all the way to child's. Inhale up, other side. Exhale down. A few more times. Opposite arm, opposite leg when you rise up. Exhale, releasing down with control to child's pose. Now let's do one more time on each side. Good. And then child's pose. Take a few breaths here. And then inhale up to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feeling length in the spine again. Good. Then we'll continue our warm-up with a bit of Danda Kriya. So inhale, come into plank pose, straight line push-up. Exhale, bend your elbows in toward your waist, bring your heart 1 inch from the floor. Then press the arms straight, come onto the tops of the feet, knees lift, heart lifts, upward facing dog. And then feel a tug behind your navel that pulls you back into downward facing dog. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Few more times. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. One more time for our warm up. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take an adjusting breath. And then inhale, come into plank pose again. And lift your left toes off the ground a few inches. And breathe. And then bring the left toes down. Pick up the right toes. And breathe. Bring the right toes down, pick up both feet. Just kidding. I always do that one. All right, exhale, plank yourself down to the floor. I've been telling that joke for like 12 years. I always get a few people, a few of them. Good. All right, so on your bellies, go ahead and extend both arms forward, thumbs pointing toward the ceiling, palms facing one another, and just take stock of what side of your body is your left and what side is your right, and where your arms and legs are. Good information to have. Now, with your next inhale, go ahead and lift your left arm and right leg off the floor. Left arm, right leg. Exhale, carefully release down. Inhale, lift your right arm and your left leg. Exhale, release down. Let's lift everything, both arms, both legs. Exhale, release. Good. Left arm, right leg. Exhale down. Right arm, left leg. Exhale down. Both arms, both legs. Exhale, float down. Again, left arm, right leg. Exhale, release. Right arm, left leg. Exhale, release. Everything lifts. And release. One more time through each left arm, right leg. Inhale. Exhale down. Right arm, left leg. Inhale. Exhale down. Everything rises. And release on down. Take an adjusting breath. Good. All right. So from here, go ahead and bring your right arm to cross in front of you so your chest lifts away from the floor. Okay, right arm crossing in front. Then bend your left knee, the heel coming in toward your seat. With your left hand, reach back behind you and grab the base of your toes, not the ankle, not the toes themselves, but the base of the toes. Now, when you do that, your left hip bone pops up off the floor. So take an exhale and roll the left hip bone down, and then begin to draw the left heel in toward your seat. Good. You'll feel a stretch in the front of the left thigh. Breathe. Deep breaths into that quadricep. If you feel like you could get a bit more out of this, you can imagine your left knee lifting off the ground as you draw the heel in toward your seat. If that's too much, don't worry about that part. Don't clench your jaw. Relax your face. Sometimes when we stretch the quads, we clench other places. So relax some of that unnecessary tension. Good. All right. Don't slingshot the foot. Just relax and gently let go of that left leg. Good. We'll do the other side. Go ahead and cross your left arm in front of your body. Bend the right knee, heel coming in toward your seat. This time the right hand reaches back and grabs hold of the toes or the base of the toes. And with an exhale, roll the right hip bone back down to the floor and then begin to draw the right heel in toward its seat. Feeling that stretch in the front of the thigh, the right thigh. And breathe. You maybe notice if this side feels tighter or more open than the first side. And again, if you feel like you could get more out of this, you can imagine yourself lifting your right knee. It's not even just so much you're imagining it, you're actually doing it, but it's just a subtle movement. And breathing. Just a couple more breaths here. And again, don't slingshot it. Carefully release the right foot coming down to the floor. Just feel sensation for a moment. Your arms can just be crossed in front of you. Good. All right. Curling the toes under, bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Lift the knees, plank yourself up and back to downward facing dog. Good. Feeling some length in the spine here, so bend your knees more than you normally do and shoot the hips toward the sky. When we do deep belly back bending like we just did, it's good to bring the spine into some extension afterwards to help alleviate any back spasming. Good. So one time through Danda Kriya, inhale plank pose, exhale chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Good. So now we're going to come into a bit of a twist here in downward facing dog. So look at your hands and bring your left hand more toward the center line of your body. So just a little bit to the right. Good. Your right hand is going to lift and come toward the center line of toward the center of your body and across to the left. Okay. So we're starting to twist a bit here. The hand can ground on the floor if you'd like. And if you want to, the right hand can come to the outside of the left calf, and you can give yourself a bit of a pull, pulling the heart under the arm. Breathing here. Good. And when you're ready, carefully come back. Right hand pressing down. Float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Just give yourself a break for just a breath. And then we'll see what that feels like on the other side. So inhale up to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. And looking at the hands, bring your right hand to the left just a little bit, just a few inches. And then pick up your left hand, take it through the body, plant it on the floor to the right. Good. Pulling that left chest through. And if you want to, that left hand can come to the outside of the right calf and pull a bit more, drawing your heart under the arm. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Good. And very carefully unwind. Bring the left hand flat. Again, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Feeling sensation from the work we've done so far. Good. All right. Back up to hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into Uttanasana, standing forward fold, and interlace your fingers at your lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift your arms off your back and overhead. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing toward one another and sliding up towards your neck. Couple more breaths here. Good, and then carefully release the hands down to the floor. And then inhale, press palms to shins, come halfway up. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side with a flat back. Come all the way up to standing. Reach the arms overhead and palms to your heart. Good feeling, sensation. I love that down dog twist. I hope you liked it. All right, so go ahead and take your feet wide on your yoga mat. Toes pointing forward, please. If anything, the feet are pigeon toeing just slightly. This will give you more access to your hamstrings and your lower back. which we're going to work with in just a moment. But before we get there, I want to do some work for our shoulders. So go ahead and lift your left arm into the air and drop the hand behind your head. With your right hand, reach up and grab the elbow. Traction the elbow toward the center line of your body and lift your heart. The left hand, the one that's just hanging out behind you, comes toward your spine. Now, sometimes when you do that, the heart rounds. Keep the heart lifting, okay? Deep breaths. Now, you can stay right here if you'd like to, because this is quite an effective posture. But if you want to feel a bit more length on your left side, you can just lean your body to the right. If that's too much, don't do it. Good. Go ahead and lift the body up if you're leaning and carefully release that left shoulder. Feel sensation, warmth, tingling in the arm and hand. And then we'll balance that out. Okay, right arm up and drop the hand behind the head. Left arm reaches up. Go ahead and grab with the elbow, traction it toward the center line, and that right hand behind you comes toward your spine and lift your heart. Good. Staying here for a few breaths, just feeling sensation, especially noticing the difference in sensation between the two sides. I'm noticing personally that since I'm stretching my right shoulder, which is my dominant side, there's a bit more sensation than there was on the left. That may or may not be true for you. Just notice. Our bodies are so full of asymmetries, and that's fine. Good. If you want to lean to the left, you can. Feeling sensation as you do, if you do. Good. Coming back up. All right. Carefully release that right arm. Again, noticing sensation as that unwinds. Warmth in the hand, tingling. Maybe rolling the shoulders around a bit if that feels intuitive to you. All right, we're gonna do a bit more for the neck here. Actually, let's do some stuff for the hips first because we're already in wide stance and we might as well make use of that. We'll come back to the shoulders in a minute. So go ahead and lift your arms overhead, inhale. With your exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward and down over the legs. Inhale, fingertips or palms to the floor, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down again. Good. Now go ahead and grab onto your shins. And holding onto the shins, straighten the arms, bring the heart parallel to the floor or as far forward as you can. With your exhale, bend your elbows, soft knees, pull your heart into the space between your legs, or at least in that direction. And then again, straighten the arms, lift up, then exhale, fold again, pulling yourself through. Again, coming halfway up or thereabouts. Exhale, go ahead and pull yourself through. A couple more times. Inhale, exhale. Once more. And then exhale, pull yourself to your furthest point, and let's just stay here for a few rounds of breath. It's okay if the knees are bending just slightly. They should definitely not be locked. Good. Now from this fold, bend both knees, sink your hips, heart parallel to the ground. Now you can keep holding on to your shins or ankles, or you can bring your hands to the floor in front of you. And you're going to straighten your right leg. Go ahead and lean to the left. Then go ahead and bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, lean to the right. Then come back again, both knees bending, then straighten the right, bend the right knee, straighten the left, So the body's just moving on a line from side to side. The knees are bending to help make that happen. Feeling the stretch in the hips here, the engagement of the lower back to keep the chest parallel to the ground and to keep the hips and the heart on the same level plane. We're just kind of sliding back and forth. Let's do a couple more times. Good. Now come back to center, both knees bending, and then straighten both legs. Back into that forward fold. With your inhale, sweep the arms out to the side of the flat back, come all the way up. And release the arms down. Good. Go ahead and step the feet together. And we'll do that other work for the shoulders that I mentioned earlier, but we won't be doing it with the legs wide. All right, so I'm going to turn around for this one so you can see what's going on. I'm going to bend my left arm behind my back. I'm going to try to reach the left hand up as much as I can. And then with your right hand, I'm going to reach through, and if you can, grab the elbow and try to pull the elbow toward the spine. Now, if that's not working, what you can do instead is instead of having the hand behind the heart, you can bring the forearm parallel to the floor and hold onto the arm and pull it through instead. Okay, so those are your two options. You can pull the arm through, or if you can, grab the elbow. Pull the elbow through. Okay, and lift the heart. And breathe. Feeling that stretch. Just a few more breaths. Good. And then carefully release the arm. Feel sensation again, the difference between the left and the right side. Good. And then we'll do the other side. So leading you through it, your right arm comes behind your back. And again, two options. You can cut the hand up toward the heart and pull on the elbow, or you can just have the right arm, forearm parallel to the floor and reach through and pull the forearm across. Both work, okay? One's just harder. Taking deep breaths. Just like when we did the other shoulder stretch earlier, you might notice that this side is either easier or harder than the first side. Again, this is my dominant hand or arm, so I'm definitely noticing a difference. Just a couple more breaths. We're almost there. Good. And then carefully release that arm and feel. Maybe roll around a bit. Shoulders. All right. So let's move through a sun salutation, stepping to the top of your mat, whichever direction that is for you. Palms to heart. We'll work with warrior one tonight. With your next inhale, go ahead and lift your arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward and down. Press palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, release down. And step your right foot way back, back foot flat on the floor, toes pointing forward about 45 degrees. And then bend your left knee, sweep your arms forward, lift the chest away from the thigh, Warrior One, Virabhadrasana. Good. Inhale, straighten the left leg. With your exhale, hinge at your hips and fold over and down over the left leg. Good. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, step back to downward facing dog and we'll move through Danda Kriya. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg into the air. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Back foot comes flat to the floor again, toes pointing forward slightly. Bend the right knee. Inhale, warrior one. Lift yourself on up. Good. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Hinge at the hips. Exhale, fold over it, feeling that stretch in the hamstring. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, step the left foot forward. Palms to shins, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Sweep the arms out to the side, come up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Palms to shins. Good. Let's go ahead and step the left foot back this time. Back foot flat on the floor. Warrior one stance. When you're ready, come on up. Good. Straighten the leg. Exhale, fold down over it. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts and steps. Back foot flat, warrior one. Good. Straighten the leg, inhale. Exhale, fold over it. Deep breath in. Exhale, step forward. Palms to shins. And fold. Arms out to the side, flat back, come all the way up, strong back. Exhale, fold all the way forward again. Palms to shins. Right foot steps. Foot on the floor, warrior one. When you're ready, inhale up. Staying for the exhale. Inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, fold over it. Stay for the inhale. Downward facing dog. Moving through Danda Kriya, you know how. Turning to downward facing dog, lift the right leg into the air, step it through, help it forward. Back foot flat on the floor, warrior one. Good, straighten the leg and fold over it. Deep breath in and exhale, step forward. Palms to shins and fold down. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. And again, fold all the way forward. Palms to shins. And down, step the left foot back this time, foot on the floor, warrior one. Straighten the knee and fold over it. Deep breath in. Downward facing dog. Danda Kriya. Coming back into downward facing dog, lift the left leg up, step it through. Back foot flat, warrior one, come on up, inhale. Straighten the knee, fold over it. Deep breath in and step forward. Palms to shins and down. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. One more time, all right? Exhale, folding down. Palms to shins. Right foot. Warrior one. Straighten the left knee. Let's fold over it. Deep breath in. Downward facing dog, Danda Kriya. Downward facing dog, lifting the right leg up, step it through. Back foot flat, warrior one. Inhale, come on up. Straighten the knee, inhale. Exhale, fold over it. Deep breath in and step through or forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, fold. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to your heart. Good. Feeling sensation, your back, your legs, your shoulders, wherever else you might be sensing. Good. And then bringing yourself on back. And tonight we'll practice dancer pose. And I will demonstrate it for you really quickly. And I'm going to do it quite quickly. We'll come into it quite slowly because it's good to have that for yourself. But I'm going to start by just facing forward. I'm going to focus my eyes to a single non-moving point on the wall because if you're looking around, you will fall. All right. And then I'm going to lean into my left foot, pick up my right knee, get steady here, and then take my knee down and take my heel back behind me. Now, there are two ways to grab the heel. One is just to swing the hand down and grab the heel to come into the pose. I'm going to challenge you to do something else instead, which is to have an external rotation of your arm so that you grab the inside. But there are two ways to grab the inside. One works and one does not. So to make sure you do it safely, what you'll do is you'll take your hand forward, thumb pointing up. Don't twist the arm at all. Just take it and sweep it back. Okay, so the palm faces outward, and that way you grab the inside of the foot that way. The other way is to like do this weird twisty thing, and that's just not comfortable. All right, so I'll show you how it looks. So focusing, lifting the knee, sweep it down, right arm forward, palm up, sweep back, grab the inside of the ankle. Good, and the hand can be on the heart to start. Lift the right heel as high as you can. And we're not folding forward here, we're extending forward. And if you want to, the left arm can reach forward. So it's a demo. If you're already in it, just keep going. But I'll lead you through it if you're not in it already. So my left foot is on the floor. Focus your eyes, lift the right knee. Bring the knee down, heel back. Right arm forward, palm or thumb up. Sweep back, grab the inside of the right foot. Good, and lift the heel. Pushing the foot into the hand, deepening the back bend. Heart is lifting, and if you want to, the left arm can extend forward. Breathe. And if you fall, take your time coming back into it. It's just practice. Don't feel too bad about it. Good. And when you're ready, carefully come on out. Feeling sensation. Nice deep back bend there. Good. And we got to feel what that feels like on the other side. And it'll be different because, again, there are asymmetries in our bodies. I tend to be more left-legged. So that first side was the easy side for me. We'll see what happens on this one. Let's do it together. Standing tall, eyes focused. Get that focus first. Breath is breathing. And lean into your right foot. Go ahead and lift your left knee up and get stable. Feel the core engage here. Right foot rooting. And then take the left knee down, heel back. Then take the left hand forward, thumb toward the sky. Sweep it back. Grab the inside of the ankle and foot. Push the foot into the hand. Good. Right hand can be on the heart, or you can extend it forward. Keep the eyes focused. Breathe. Deep breaths. If you fall, take your time coming back in. Good. Now, when you feel balanced on this side, go ahead and carefully release. Feel, feel whatever there is to feel. Good. So after a balancing posture like that, when we've done both sides, I like to come into a forward bend. So just fold forward, a nice symmetrical stretch for your body. Soften the knees. If you want to, you can wrap your arms around your calves and just give yourself a pull. Nice length for the back. Good. And then go ahead and bring yourself back up to standing. So we have plenty of time, so we're going to do another balancing posture. Another dancer pose, but a different variation of it. And so what we just did, just to recap, is we did same leg, same arm. So you reach back and you come into it. We're going to switch up the arms. So what'll happen here is the same setup, eyes focused, lifting the knee, taking it back. And this time, you're going to sweep your opposite arm back and grab the ankle. And then push the foot into the hand. It's a little bit of a twist in the spine here, and the arm can extend forward as well. So just twisting dancer. So if you're not in it already, I'll walk you through it. Standing tall, eyes focused, lean into the left foot, pick up the right knee, take the heel back behind you. Left hand goes back, grab hold of the ankle, push the foot into the hand. Deepen the back bend, feel your left shoulder and chest pulling back, and extend your right arm forward if you can. Breathe. Good. One more breath. And then carefully release. Whew. Don't worry, we'll do some counter posing for this later. But there is another side to do. So let's see what this feels like on that second side. Good. We'll do it together. Eyes focused. Go ahead and lean into your right side. Lift the left knee. Take it back. Reach back with your right hand. Grab the ankle. Push the foot into the hand. Start to back bend. Dancer pose. Focus the eyes. Breathe. Maybe left arm goes forward. Maybe it doesn't. Breathe. And coming out as you're ready. Forward fold. Feel sensation as you relax over the legs here. Again, you can grab the outside or the back of the calves and give yourself a tug if you want to. Good. Palms to shins, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Then from here, step back to downward facing dog. Good. Floating down onto hands and knees. Inhale. Release the feet. Child's pose. Exhale. Good. All right. So go ahead and bring yourself up to a seat and bring your legs out in front of you. Good. Maybe still feeling some of that Shakti, some of that energy from the dancer poses. You're just going to have your hands behind you and take your feet about mat width apart. And you want your knees bending. You want your feet just far enough forward that they don't pop up off the ground. So if they start to pop up, just bring them back in. We're just going to drop the knees to a side, come back to center, and drop the knees to the other side. Just rolling the hips from side to side here. There's no breathing rhythm for this, just breathe. Feeling what's there. It's kind of massage for the glutes. So if that feels good, just note that. Loosening at the hips. There's a bit of a stretch for the psoas, which is this big wraparound muscle from the lower back, forward down into the groin. Just a few more times from side to side. Good. And then bring the knees to center. Now, what you may want to do here is sit on a block or a couple of folded blankets. We're going to do some deep hip work, and having that support underneath your hips will help, especially if you have tight hips. Good. All right. So your feet will be just a little bit closer together than they were for the last exercise, and maybe just a hair narrower than your shoulders. Feet are still flat on the floor, and you can still have your hands behind you to support you here. And you'll see why here in a moment. But go ahead and take your right foot, flex the foot, pull the toes back, and then bring the right ankle to sit just above the left knee. Now you're still pulling the right toes back. This helps protect the ankle and the knee joint. And your hands can be behind you. You can sit tall. Try to keep the spine tall as much as you can here. And you may feel a stretch in the hip. If you are, keep on keeping on. If you want to feel a deeper stretch or you're not feeling too much here, what you can do is instead bring your hands in front of you and cradle the right leg. Good. Now, two options from here. One, you can tuck the left leg underneath you, or you can extend the leg forward, whichever works for you. All right? I'm going to tuck mine under. And then you can wrap your left arm around the right leg. Good, and hold it like a baby. But keep the feet raised. You start to drop the leg down, we actually come out of the stretch. So keep the foot high and bring your heart toward the baby, toward the leg. Now, this is my favorite part of this exercise, and that is just to rock the baby from side to side. Nice opening of that hip there. Let's breathe with this, all right? Deep breaths. Keep the foot lifting. Keep the heart lifting. We're going to go for just a few more breaths. People either tend to love this or hate this. But you could be a good yogi and be beyond preference, which actually exists down here in the hips. Our preferences is where we store them. So deep breaths into it, whatever your experience is. Good. So go ahead and cease the rocking and then carefully release the right leg down. Whew, feel sensation. Maybe extend the leg forward or just leave it where it was at. Especially noticing the difference between the two sides because we haven't done the other side yet. It's kind of like a before and after snapshot. But we will balance that out. So bring your right foot flat to the floor. Again, the foot's pretty far forward to start. And then flex your left leg. Go ahead and bring the left ankle just above the right knee. Keep the foot flexed. And again, there's a few options, especially as we get started here. You don't want to rush. Maybe just hold the hands behind you, sit tall, and feel the stretch in the hip. Now, if you're not feeling much, we can definitely move forward. You can always stay right here. You don't have to go any further. But if you want to, you can sit up and you can bring the left lower leg in towards your chest and then do something with that right leg. You can extend it down, you can tuck it underneath you, and then cradle the left leg. Good. Now, again, the goal is to keep the left foot lifting. That'll keep you in the stretch. We're breathing, and maybe we rock. Maybe. Whichever version of this pose you're doing right now, just breathe into it. Good. Keep the heart lifting toward the leg. Deep breaths. We can't rush the hips. That's why we spend more time here. The hips do not like it. The medicine of the hips is patience. That's what they try to teach us. Just a few more breaths here. Keep lifting the foot. Keep the heart lifting. Good. And then when you're ready, carefully set the foot down. Good. Feeling sensation. All right. So we have a few more postures to do, and we'll do them on our backs. So take your time, but go ahead and come to lay down. And once you get onto your back, just bring your feet underneath, or I should say your heels underneath your knees, prepping for bridge pose. Your arms can be down by your side. And with your next inhale, go ahead and scoop the pelvis up, lift the hips into the air. Bridge pose. And if you want to, you can interlace your fingers underneath your body and then walk onto the sides of your arms and shoulders to lift up a bit higher. Feel the heart bowing toward your chin, soften your throat and jaw, space behind your eyes, and keep the pelvis lifting. Just a few more breaths. Keep lifting, keep pressing up. Get a deep breath in, then release the hands. Lower the hips, slide off of the shoulders. Feel. Good. So for our next posture, go ahead and scoot your hips to the right side of your mat. Keep your shoulders in center. Good. And then you're going to cross your right leg all the way over the left, full cross, as far as you can get it. And then bring the right, or bring both knees, I should say, into your chest. Legs are crossed, knees into the chest. Now your arms can be out to the side. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, go ahead and drop the crossed knees to the left and twist. Good. Now as you come into the twist, feel your right shoulder anchor back behind you. You can turn your chin to the right as well. And if you want, your left hand can rest gently on top of the right thigh. Deep twist. One more breath. And then carefully with the next inhale, go ahead and bring yourself back to center. Uncross the legs. Good. And then scooch the hips back to center. And then scooch the hips to the left side of your yoga mat. Left leg lifts, crossing all the way over the right leg. Full cross. Go ahead and bring both knees into your chest as they are crossed. Arms out to the side. And with your exhale, go ahead and drop the knees to the right this time. Feel your left shoulder anchor back behind you, maybe turning the chin to the left. And your right hand, if it wants to, can rest on top of the left thigh, helping to deepen the pose. Deep breaths here. Aware of that twist. Especially with the legs crossed, probably feeling it a lot around the navel. Breathe with that. Each exhale, just melting a bit deeper into the pose. One more breath. Then carefully go ahead and unwind, uncross. Bring your hips back to center. Look down, make sure they're actually in center because it gets hard to tell. And then hug your knees into your chest. Good. And then for our last pose before Shavasana, bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly, holding onto the ankles or the pinky edge of the feet. Draw the feet upward toward the sky first, and then downward toward your belly. And breathe, pulling the feet downward toward the navel. Just a couple more deep breaths here. Good. Now, when you're ready, go ahead and carefully release the feet, extending the legs down to the floor. And make yourself ready for Shavasana, corpse pose. Feel free to bring any support where you need it. Feel free to cover up with a blanket if you need it. And feel the body uncross, the heels about a foot to a foot and a half away from one another, the toes falling out. Your arms are down by your side, palms face up, shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed. Eyes are soft. And to have an awareness of this body resting here, noticing where you may still be holding tension, noticing where you are not holding tension, and just having an acceptance for whatever experiences are happening internally, allowing them all to be here, resting into that knowledge, resting into that truth, because this body deserves your acceptance, deserves your compassion. It works so hard for you, carrying you from moment to moment. peace, peace, peace. Please begin to take a deeper, fuller breath. Make some gentle movements in your hands, your feet, your arms and legs, gently bringing your body and awareness back. And take your time as you roll to your right side. And when you're ready, coming on up to a seat. Good. So sitting tall, shoulders relaxed, crown lifting. Go ahead and close your eyes. And again, just be with whatever experiences are in your body. Relief, tension, ease, neutral. Allowing yourself just to be open and accepting of all of these experiences. And earlier, I lightly mentioned the idea of non-preference. When it comes to witnessing our experience here, there's a way to do that with complete acceptance and non-preference. Yes, there may be tension in the body. Yes, there may be ease in the body. But allowing both to be present without having to grasp for one to be gone or grasp for one to be more. Just pure compassion for what is here without preference. The truest form of acceptance. Perfectly imperfect, just as you are. So taking a deeper breath, please bring your palms together in front of you and honor yourself for the work you've done here tonight. Feel gratitude for the effort that you put forth. And may that effort and this practice continue to serve you. So until next time, namaste.